Okay, today we are going to take a look at how we can write a number sentence to represent change on a number line and how we can use a number line to represent a number sentence. We're going to be focused largely on integers and their relationships today again. So let's take a look at our book. In Finland, people sit for a short amount of time in sauna houses that are heated to temperatures as high as 120 degrees. Then they go outside where the temperature may be as low as -20 to cool off. The two thermometers shown are vertical number lines. On a thermometer, a move down decreases in value. The temperatures get colder. A move up shows an increase in value, and the temperatures get hotter. So one horizontal number line can show the same information as the two thermometers. So what they've done here is they've plotted -20 for the short thermometer and 120 degrees positive for the temperature inside the sauna, and n would be the distance between these two. The question is, what does n represent? What does the number sentence 120 plus n equals -20 tell you? And what does the number sentence -20 plus n equals 120? Well, first off, in order to solve this, we are going to take a look at thinking about this logically. So logically, I know that if my n stopped here at 0, that this part would be 120, and that this part over here would be 20. In order to figure out the entirety of n, we would have to add these two together so that n would equal 140. All right, so there's a 140-degree difference between the two. That's how much degrees you can go from the sauna, and then when you hop outside in the snow, you are 140 degrees cooler. So 120 plus n equals -20 tells us that if we add n to 120 equals -20, that in order for us to add the unknown value here to get to -100 or to -20, that we would have to make n negative. So if we start in the sauna and follow the arrow and end up outside, we are actually starting at 120 degrees, subtracting 140, and that would give us -20. Okay, so that's what we're doing, but this wants us to show an addition sentence. So because of that, we are going to add a -140 value to that, and that would give us a remainder of -20, or not really a remainder in the sense of the word remainder, but because our negative number is 20 spaces larger with absolute value than our positive number, we would have an absolute value of 20 left over on the negative side of our numbers, and therefore our answer would be a -20. So then we go over here to this number sentence, and it says -20 plus n. So in this case, we would want 140 to be there, and this would be a positive 140, because if I have 140 plus a -20, my answer is going to be 120. All right, so let's take a look at a few number line problems. We're going to take a look at page 16, and we are going to take a look at question A. Before moving on to page 16, on page 15 in your book, there is some information about how to use the number line and go over those things. So you might want to take a look at that if this is kind of a struggle for you. If not, let's go ahead and go over here to page 16 for A. It says sketch number lines for questions A through D. Write number sentences for questions A through E. So we're going to do A together, and you are going to have to do B1 prior to coming to class tomorrow. All right, so for question A, we've got a person goes from a sauna at 115 degrees to an outside temperature of -30 degrees. What is the change in temperature? Well, if we make our number line, so we're going to draw a line, and we're going to put 130, I'll make that black, right here. Whoops, not 130. So I'm still thinking of the temperatures from the last one. Let's make our number line. And then in black, we'll put the 115 degrees here. And then the outside temperature would be over here to the left, negative 30. And 0 would probably be somewhere about there. And what we're doing is we are starting here, and we are decreasing. We're moving to the left to right here would be 115. And then if we keep going down to the 30 to our stopping point of negative 30, there would be a distance of 30 there. So the addition of these two numbers is going to be 145. So there is a 145 degree difference or change. Okay, now there's a couple of ways of showing this. If we start at 115, so 115 plus a negative, because we're decreasing our temperature by 145 degrees, that would equal our negative 30 degree finishing point. So I'm going to add the little circles here for degrees. Okay, so that's one way of showing it. The other way of showing it would be to say that negative 30 plus 145 degrees would equal 115 degrees. So that if we were outside in the snow over here and then we jumped into the sauna, our body temperature, or not body temperature, but the temperature that we would experience, that temperature change, would be 145 degrees, and our end temperature in the sauna would be 115 degrees. So just a few quick examples. I know I've gone through it a little quick today. But if you need to go back and take a look at any of this, please do so. Before coming to class tomorrow, I want you to do B1. Thank you.